Where have you been, Rex? That's a long story.
What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Treebeard's Toy Box. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a figure that I've actually been sitting on for about a month now. And I just haven't done any Black Series reviews in a while, so I apologize for the lack in Black Series content. And Star Wars content in general, but it's just not been there. So if it were easier to acquire, I would have more out there. But I actually have a few Black Series figures I want to get to, and hopefully we'll get to those this week. So trying to build up the excitement for the Book of Boba Fett. But I've kind of had Spider-Man on the brain because I'm really excited for that new Spider-Man movie too. So, but yeah, today we're going to be looking at this brand new Star Wars The Black Series Walmart exclusive Clone Captain Rex from the Bad Batch. And I initially was going to pass on this figure because he's a bit overpriced for what we're getting here. Let's be honest, you know. He's priced at the deluxe figure pricing, and we're not really getting what we should get with the deluxe figure. But it's all over the place with Hasbro and these Black Series deluxe figures. So yeah, for that deluxe pricing, we're getting a different helmet that, to my knowledge, I looked up some pictures and I don't even believe that it's screen accurate because I don't think he wore the helmet with the visor that goes up like that at all. I couldn't find any images, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there, please. And we get this nice looking poncho, but for those two things, I don't think, you know, I mean, I'm a sucker that paid the money and bought him, but it's it's asking a bit much for what we're getting. So, but let's move past that. Here we get Rex in the window here, and he does look great. I mean, the poncho finally sold me. I'm a sucker for a good poncho, so. But we get the Bad Batch label here in that kind of burgundy-esque red there. Clone Captain Rex there. We get this nice image on the side there. And then on the back here, we get this little bio and that same image right here. And it reads, Clone Captain Rex served the Republic during the Clone Wars. He viewed military service as an honor, and he always completed his mission. And he is number 6 for the Bad Batch. For the side here, we just get a kind of carryover from the window in the front, and then we get the Black Series logo down here. So here we have one final look at the front of the packaging. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and see how he compares to the other Black Series Rex we have in our collection here. And here we have Clone Captain Rex out of the packaging. And the likeness to Tamir Morrison is pretty darn good. And that's probably the best part about this figure. I mean, it is the same head sculpt as the original one. It's just a little crisper. I like it a little better. I mean, they're very, very similar. The new one's a little darker, I think. But yeah, that is, that unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, is the best part about this figure. I'm going to try to not sound too negative here, but we gotta get real, and we gotta be honest when we're reviewing these figures. So, I believe he was priced at $31.99. Maybe a little less, maybe $30.99, but I'm pretty sure it was right around $30. And normally, like I think the price hike that we have seen has marked the Marvel Legends and the Black Series figures up to $22.99 for most retail, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy, I mean, for accessories, all he comes with, and I left his guns in the packaging, I'm not going to take them out. He comes with 2 of these that are the exact same. This is the one that came with the older one, the original one, and this is, we just get 2 of those again, and we get his new helmet. And like I said at the beginning, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just rewatched the episode and I did look up images, and I don't remember seeing this helmet at all. I really don't. Not with this top visor here. It looked closer to this. And while we're talking about helmets here, and I know we haven't really technically, I mean, we're just going to talk about everything all at once here, because we haven't technically moved on to accessories, but we're kind of doing it. This original helmet has a little bit more paint on it, like a little more detail. And he was, I mean, if you were lucky, you could find him for $5 at Five Below. I'm pretty sure. I was not that lucky. I did find him at a regular price, and I'm happy to finally have the original. And I'm happy to have this guy. But I just want to just be real about the price. I think that what Hasbro is asking for this is a freaking joke. Let's go ahead and get down here. Like, I love the poncho other than the fact that you can't take it off. It looks really good. However, the hood is way too small for his head. You can just cover the back of it, so it's not really functioning, which is very unfortunate for that higher price. But yeah, it looks good. But the way it's fastened, I can barely pull it up to show you the lack of paint detail underneath, so you wouldn't want to take it off. We don't get a shoulder pauldron, and then even his pouches underneath, and I know they're going to be covered most of the time, but I'm sorry for the price that we're paying for this figure. You know, and God forbid the people that paid scalper prices. I didn't. But look, we don't even get our little buttons there, like a little silver. Look at that. The OG one, just much nicer detail, and we don't get like any weathering on the belt there. We're also, just real quick, I'll show you the bottom of the feet. There's another thing that's a little slightly different. We get this kind of tan sole for this original one, and we get nothing at the bottom here, but we do get a lot of weathering. So I like the weathering, but I don't like this lack of detail up here. You know, if you were regular price, I wouldn't mind. Yes, it's covered most of the time, but it's the principle. Just give us a little more. And this all ties back in. I just want to get this out in the open. I think that, and I don't want to upset anybody who is hoping that the HasLab Rancor gets funded. I know a lot of people out there. I know my dude Darth Moocher from the Sarlacc Digest. I know he's really hoping for the Rancor. But I really hope that it does not get funded, because I want the fans to send Hasbro a message. I think they're asking way too much from us at once. Like, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and what they're expecting from us for what they're giving us in return is kind of a joke, and it's almost disrespectful, and it's mainly the Star Wars team. You know, a lot of repaints and just a lot of, like, you know, cutting corners, and the whole Rancor, like, why was the Rancor Keeper not, and not to turn this into a rant, but just to get it, you know, not get it out of the way there, but to not include him, the Rancor Keeper, right out the gate, it's heartbreaking. So yes, since they've announced that, it is nice to see it starting to move a little bit in the right direction. But I don't know. There's only a couple days left, and we'll just see. But with things like that and things like this, that's why I'm talking about that. I just think so many corners were cut with this figure, so many shortcuts, and just kind of like cheap outs, in my opinion, for that higher price. And it's just disrespectful to the fans. We could have gotten way more. And while I do like the look of this, I love this top visor. I think it's really cool. It does go down too. It's a little stiff, but it will go down. But it's not screen accurate, unless I am mistaken. Please correct me, like I said. But man, you'd think for that higher price, we would at least get screen accurate. So, not to complain too much, but yeah, maybe I will. Sorry if I'm bumming you out, but it's still cool to have this, you know. Gotta have another Rex. Love Rex. He is an amazing character. He's one of my favorite and most well-written characters, in my opinion, in the Star Wars legacy. Like, in the canon, whatever you want to call it, Rex is just a fantastic character all around. So special in every way. So, but enough ranting. I think, you know, some other things here. The blues on here are darker as well. Bring in the other guy here to compare. So we do see some darker blues. Hopefully those show up on the camera for you. And that is all throughout. I have Rex posed like this because he was holding his helmet. He's not like, he's not doing that. He was holding his helmet, and now he's not. Yeah, slight differences with the head. And the legs are also, I think Robo first pointed this out, to my knowledge, but these are reversed on the new one. And I thought, you know, that I got lucky and maybe they fixed that, because I noticed these markings here, the print there, were on the right side, but I think those are just freshly printed, because he is a little wonky. If you look at the knees, they're a little off, and I think this should be on this side and this should be on this side, and it is not that way with the original one. I'm not sure if you can notice that. If you look real close at the knees there, you can notice a little bit. And then you probably notice too, it almost looks like there's some slight yellowing with the new one, and that's just part of the weathering. And the original one is just a little crisper white. So, just trying to make sure I have covered all the differences here. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that I got that leg thing from Robo. I think he's the one that pointed that out, but I could be mistaken. Either way, check Robo out. And check out the Sarlacc Digest. They're a awesome. It's they do podcasts, but I check them out on YouTube. But those guys are amazing. I love to listen to those guys talk Star Wars. So, but let's go ahead, and we've already kind of taken a look at the accessories. Yeah, we've got them all. I don't know if I did mention the paint on the helmet there. You can see that on the this little thing too. Some silvers going on with it, so it would have been nice to have a little more detail on the new one. So, but I'm gonna try not to complain too much more. But anyways, that is it for just taking a look and his accessories. Let's take a quick look at articulation. But I mean, there's no easy way to take the poncho off. I mean, I'm sure if you took the figure apart, you could probably get it off, but I don't want to mess with them. I'm already like kind of wishing I would have just left them in the packaging. So yeah, we will cover articulation here, but it's going to be a little weird because I'm going to leave the poncho. So, I mean, really for articulation, it's all going to be the same exact as the original Rex. So we do get a ball and I believe, yeah, hinge for the neck there. So we get a decent bit of range for the head. And we get a hinge and rocker, or not rocker, but swivel for the shoulder there. And it's going to be a little hindered because of the poncho. And it's the old mold, so there's no butterfly joints in there, I don't believe. No. And then we do get a bicep swivel there. We do get double jointed elbows. And a hinge and swivel for the wrists, and that is in and out. And it's going to be up and down on the other ones. So, and we get the torso joint there, and I think it's just, is it just, no, the torso, we get the waist and No, nothing at the waist. Just trying to remember, because it's going to be the same as the original one, but I didn't want to miss anything there. I think it's just that torso thing there. And then for the hips, it's a little bit hindered. We go forward that much, and out about that far, it's a little hindered. I mean, everything gets out of the way. It's still just a little tight and hindered. We get a thigh cut there, and we do get double jointed knees, and he can kick his own butt if you stretch it a bit. And we get nothing for the calves there. And then for the ankles, we get a hinge and rocker, and because of this back here, we are definitely hindered in going back, so that's a little unfortunate. But that's the same as the original one there, so. But anyways, nothing spectacular. It would have been nice. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to complain too much more, but you know what? For that price, it would have been nice to get a new sculpt. If nothing else, like the fresh clone trooper or trooper mold, you know, with the butterfly joints and the pinless knees. I mean, there's a lot of better things that could have been done with this figure. But anyways, let's go ahead and do some slight size comparisons here. I'm not going to bring in too much, but let's get him in here with his other buddies from the Bad Batch. So here he is with Wrecker, and back here we have Crosshair, and we have Hunter up here in the front. And I have still yet to review Tech, but he will be coming hopefully shortly after this. I've got him to review, as well as the Imperial Crosshair in the all black, which I'm pretty stoked to check out. So, and that's a Walmart exclusive as well. So, but yeah, here are the other Bad Batch figures that I have so far. Here he is with the Target exclusive Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Love these figures. And last but certainly not least, here we have Rex and the lovely Ahsoka Tano. And we all know how lovely the relationship is. It's just some of the best writing in Star Wars, in my opinion. That last season of Clone Wars, my goodness, that's some heavy stuff. But there's lots of stuff, lots of just interactions between the two characters that are just fantastic. So, fantastic job, Dave Filoni. But yeah. So overall, part of me really wishes I would have just left him in the packaging, because I feel like I would not have been so nearly disappointed had he just remained in his plastic prison. But that's just me being totally honest. He is a way overpriced figure. I think that it's kind of embarrassing how much Hasbro has asked for it, and it's also kind of embarrassing that I paid that much and bought it. So I think that they should have given us way more here. It's not that I don't think that we should have had this figure. I love this look, and I loved it when we saw him in the Bad Batch. I think we all did. It was definitely one of the highlights of the series for sure. And the poncho looks great. You know, it's a cool look for Rex. But they just, you know, they're going to bleed us dry. And, you know, if they're going to do that, though, start giving us more. I am so sick of seeing so many just cop-out repaints and just, oh my goodness, there are so many characters we need. And just for the prices they're asking, and like, I mean, the Rancor is just the biggest example I could give. I know that this is a review of this figure, but we can't not talk about that. And, you know, I just really want them to, like, I don't want them to succeed in this. I think that they screwed the fans, and I want them to see that. So that's how I feel. I know you didn't ask. Sorry. I do really appreciate you all watching. If you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. I think that number-wise, man, I want to give this guy like a 12 because I freaking love Rex. But I think I got to give him a 5. Availability is just awful. I've, yet to see them in store. I got very lucky and caught the link when Yakface shared it at one point when he went back in stock. If you are dying to have him, keep checking Walmart. He has popped in and out of stock. But he's hard to get. He's way overpriced coming in around $30. Unless something's changed, I'm pretty sure it's right around $30. And we get this poncho that doesn't come off. And we get a non-screen accurate helmet that's still cool, but we get some messed up legs. He still stands, as you see. But yeah, please give us more, Hasbro. At least from the Star Wars team. Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, you're killing it. Power Rangers, killing it. Man, Star Wars team, you're breaking my heart. So, get it together. Go outside, get some fresh air. Do what you need to do to get your head right. Maybe take some psychedelics or something. Open up that mind. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this. If you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and please spread that word, man. What a lovely Christmas present to hit 500 subscribers. Still about 80, I think. I think we just hit 420 today. Yeah, I got 80 left to hit 500, which would be amazing. But I appreciate every one of you, each and every one of you. Appreciate you all. So, but yeah, until next time, please take good care.